Okay.
I don't know, in my opinion, because we have three parts of God.
No. Yeah.
Yes, three parts of God. Yes.
You see, Adi Daivik, that is for God. One is for God. Adi Bhautik, one is for material life.
Yes.
And one in Adhyatmik is for spiritual path. So there are three. We say Shanti, Shanti also 3 times. So these 3 times is because of this. Okay? Alright. Now, our physical body is composed of 5 elements. Which are the 5 elements, Helga?
Earth, water,
Water, earth, fire,
sky.
air and
Sky.
sky. Okay. These all 5 elements, as I told you, have come out from Shiva. There, Om Sarvaya Sthiti Murte Nama, that is earth. Bhavaya Jal Murte Nama means water. Rudraya Agni Murte Nama means fire. Bhimaya Akash Murte Nama, sky. And Ugraya Vayu Murte Nama, air. Okay? Baba has fixed the proportion of these elements in our body. Let's say, for the sake of this understanding, we say 20% each. Okay? So that makes it 100%. He has also fixed the upper limit and the lower limit of these elements. Say 30%. That each element can go up to 30%. If it goes beyond 30%, then there is damage to the physical body, because the proportion of these 5 elements goes topsy-turvy. You follow? Okay. Now, what is fire? How is it manifested in our body?
Digesting.
Why?
Digesting, for example.
Digesting, one. Second, anger. Anger. When you get angry, your fire proportion goes up. And if you are very, very angry, then your fire proportion goes up beyond 30%. When that happens, the soft part of your body, like kidney, like intestine, like blood vessels and blood pressure, they are affected by this additional fire proportion in your body. So the more you get angry, the more these organs will get damaged. You will get ulcer in the stomach, you will get some problem in kidney, you will get some problem in your blood pressure, you will get some problem in heart. As you keep on getting angry and angry, more and more angry, your ulcer will turn into cancer. Okay? Yeah. And the heart will have heart attack. So you can see that how expensive it is to get angry. The second thing that happens when you get angry is that you hurt somebody when you get angry. Naturally, when you get angry, you give vent to that anger, you are hurting somebody. Whosoever you are getting angry at, you are hurting and you are committing bad karma. Then, if that person cannot do anything, he keeps quiet, that means he doesn't accept the bad karma, he doesn't react to the bad karma. You get double bad karma. That thing comes back to you. I give you a small example. Buddha, you heard about Buddha?
Yes.
Buddha was giving lecture, discourse to his disciple. They were sitting like this. And 10-15 people came from outside and they started abusing Buddha. 10 minutes they abused Buddha. Buddha kept on smiling at them. And then one of the leaders asked, "What sort of man are you? We are abusing you for 10 minutes and you are not reacting to it." She said, "My dear friend, you are abusing me, but I am not reacting in that means I am not accepting your abuse. Therefore the abuse is going back to you. I am not worried. You are getting double demerits. One is getting angry, the second is abusing, hurting, and third you are getting it back. So 3 times more you get bad karma. Whatever the purpose of getting angry, anger will get you bad things only. The third thing is that if you get angry for half a minute, you lose 5 years of your good karmas. Have you understood? You accumulated your good karma in your life. Okay? You lose 5 years of good karma if you get angry for half a minute. So, to get angry, it is most expensive, more expensive than diamond, more expensive than gold, platinum. There is nothing more expensive in this world than to get angry. Now how we can control this anger? One, yesterday I told you, to perform prayer, to worship, to offer these 4 things by which we will become sthita prajna, happiness and unhappiness, and we love each and everyone as such, we will not get angry to that person. So self-purification is one method of getting rid of anger. The second is, when you are angry, drink water like this. Fire extinguishes. Fire is extinguished by water, isn't it? If there is a fire, you put water in it, it will be extinguished. Similarly, if you drink water, the fire which is anger will cool you down. And if you are very, very, very angry, go and have a shower. But keep your anger here only. Don't let it go out. The moment you let go out, you suffer all those consequences which I told you. Not only that, the person whom you are getting angry, he will also get some damage in his physical body. Supposing you get angry with your son. He cannot do anything. He will listen to it. But internally, he'll get some damage done to his organs. You understand? So therefore, you cause injury to the person whom you are getting angry at. Okay? So anger is such a thing that not tolerable. Okay. The fourth thing which you do is you sit down and write down the cause of anger coolly. And you will find that you got angry for nothing. And then you will repent, oh my God, I got angry with my son. What was his fault? Nothing fault. Why should I got angry with my son or with my husband? Okay, so you repent and then say, I'm sorry, I got angry. I'm very, very sorry, darling. Please excuse me. You have to ask for pardon also. Okay, so why get entangled in all this rigmarole in circle? Don't get angry. Keep the anger here. Okay, I know sometimes. Okay, let's examine why do you get angry? Why do you get angry? Tell me, Shabina, why do you get angry?
When he doesn't what I see.
When not following the order.
Okay, when, let us put it this way, that when something is not happening as you want it to happen. Okay.
Yes.
Second reason of getting angry? Yes, Vinodji?
I think it's your ego.
Ego. When your ego is hurt, you get angry. Third reason? Kapil? Huh? What is he saying? बताओ, ये सर क्या क्या बताओ? हैं? Okay. Tell me, Kabir.
Angriness. If you not get success, for example, in something, maybe also.
Yeah, Kalika? Any other reason?
Material loss.
Material loss, something has fallen, something has broken.
When you're
But by getting angry,
when you're unwell, also you're irritable and angry all the time. When you're unwell,
you're unwell. Unwell, why should you get angry when you are unwell? You're unwell because of your karmas. You've done something wrong in your past life, that's why you are unwell, and that's why should you get angry? It is of no use getting angry. Anyway, but people do get angry.
Yeah.
She's right, when you are unwell. Yeah. What else? Which is the other reason? Yeah. Okay.
When I want to do thing and I can do.
Yeah. When you want to do something, you cannot do. Yes. That is also.
Also a little thing.
Yes.
In life.
Yes. Yeah. Any other reason why you get angry? So we have seen the
When I'm
reasons.
tired.
Huh?
When I am tired.
When you are tired. Okay. You see, the thing is that we examine the reasons, causes for getting angry. I say you get angry. When you get angry, you write down and you will find the cause is nothing. There was no cause for you to get angry. So, right in the beginning, why should you get angry and cause so much damage to yourself? You do bad karma also. So, desist from getting angry. Drink a glass of water and remember Guruji and recite your Guru Mantra. That is the best.
Yes, it is very effective.
It is the best. You recite your Guru Mantra and you will find your anger will subside immediately. Okay? Now,
Yes, not
Hmm?
it's Guru Mantra.
it's not, I'll give you Guru Mantra tomorrow. Okay?
You have to ask for it.
Okay? Now, let us examine the next demon, and that is ego. Why do you have ego?
Why?
Yeah, you tell me. Why do you have ego? Why anybody has ego?
To survive. To survive, to take food and so on. If you not have ego, I don't know, if you not think on yourself also that you take food and
Yeah, tell me. No? Yeah? Helga?
Because we want things. Because of
Okay,
our wishes.
the ego, the reason for ego is that you have a lot of power. So all of a sudden you become Prime Minister of Italy and you get a lot of power. So the chair gives you ego. The power gives you ego. The position gives you ego. Position in the society. The position in your ladies club. The position in your society. In your various areas will give you ego. The second is the money. Then you get a lot of money. You got a lot of money and that brings the ego into you. The third thing is that you are expert in something. You are a Boris Becker or you are Ronaldo. Expert in football or cricket or tennis or anything or singing. Sports.
Scientists.
Yeah, scientist. Like that, when you have some achievement, you get very many siddhis. Why people become demon after getting siddhi? Many siddhis people get and they become demon because of ego. The ego is developed into you and you are having problems. Also, greediness can bring ego. Jealousy can bring ego. And desires can bring ego. Now for example, Helga has got a beautiful room. She has made the room into very clean and neat and everything. She might have ego. Oh, my room is very good. Then other person might say, oh, Helga has got such a good room. I also must have good room. Like this, greediness and desire. Now this will bring ego. Somebody else is having very good car. Oh, I must also have that car. Then it brings the ego again. So ego is a vicious circle, which once you enter this vicious circle, you can never get out of it. I give you example. There is Narad. He is a Devarshi. Devarshi means highest a human being can achieve. He has become almost God sage. Devarshi, the meaning of Devarshi is God's stage. That is the highest that the human being can achieve. Okay? He is son of Brahma. Okay? And he has never married in his life. His job is to go around all the three worlds. He goes anywhere he likes. And he brings the misery of the people to the Lord. To concern Lord, he's a concerned authority. Okay? That is his job. So one day he was going around. He can fly in the air without aeroplane with this physical body. So he was flying around and he saw a couple of girls playing in the garden. And he saw a very beautiful girl amongst them. So he's just wanting to know what is happening. He came down on the earth and he asked one of the maids, what is happening? Why are you celebrating? And who is that girl? So the other girl says, she is a princess. She is going to get married. She is going to choose her husband day after tomorrow. And that's why she is very happy. And we are all very happy. We are celebrating that would-be marriage. So Narada saw her and he fell in love with her. Bal Brahmachari never thought of woman in his life, but after seeing this woman, he fell in love. So he went to Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, straight away, to Vishnu Loka. He merely thinks of Vishnu Loka and he is in Vishnu Loka. I mean, he had that power. So he went there and Vishnu said, oh Narada, what brings you here? So Narada said, God, I want your help. He said, yes, tell me, what do you want? So he said, I have fallen in love. So Vishnu said, oh, you, Bal Brahmachari, fallen in love? Why? What's wrong? Who is this lucky girl? So he said, she's the princess and I want to get married to her. What? You want to get married to her? He said, yes, I want to get married to her. You do what is best for me and so that she marries me. So Vishnu said, okay, if you want, I will do what you want. So he said, give me your face, but do what is best for me. Narada said. Vishnu said, okay, wait. So he was very happy. Narada, he went to attend that Swayamvar. It is known as Swayamvar. Swayamvar means choosing of the husband. So in this case, what happens? The girl comes out with a priest, with a garland in her hand, like this type of garland. Okay? And the priest describes various princes who have come from far and out places, and then she chooses one of them and put the garland in the neck, and that is her husband. Then the marriage is solemnized. So thus everybody was sitting, many princes were sitting there, and Narada was also sitting on one of the chairs. The priest came to Narada and said, he is Devarshi, he is this, he is that, and everything. Everything good was told about Narada. But girl was not impressed. She passed Narada, and Narada was very angry. She passed. Oh, what happened? And then people were looking at him and laughing, and she put the garland on somebody else's neck. He was very angry. His ego was hurt. Now, just imagine how the 6 demons work in close coordination with one another. First, Narada fell in love. It was not love, it was lust. Because how could a sage fall in love? It was lust. So, lust. Lust brought in ego. When ego was hurt, he was angry. When she put the garland in somebody else's neck, he was jealous. Jealousy came in. His greediness was manifested. Why not me? His desire to get married magnified. And he rushed to, no, he saw himself in the water. When people were laughing. So he saw himself monkey-faced. So he was more angry. He was very, very, very angry. Instead of going and having shower, he went to Vishnu. He went to Vishnu and said, Vishnu, what have you done to me? You cheated me. Vishnu said, Narada, calm down, calm down. No, I am not going to calm down. I am going to curse you. As I am burning myself in the desire to meet my beloved, you will do the same thing in incarnation of Rama. And you have made me monkey face. You will have to get the help of monkeys to get your beloved from the demons. He cursed Vishnu. Then Vishnu said, okay, have a glass of water. He gave him a glass of water, cool down. Narada then sprinkled water on his head also. Narada cooled down and realized that what has he done? He has cursed the God. So he said, I beg your pardon. But why did you do this with me? So Vishnu explained that you are Bala Brahmachari. You never married anybody. You are Devarshi. If you had married that girl, you would have fallen from the place of Devarshi into a common man. And we didn't want to lose you. You are doing a wonderful job for all of us. And therefore, it is in the interest of humanity that I gave you the monkey face that you don't marry this woman. Then he realized, understood it. He fell at his feet and said, please pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. So now you see these demons, one after another, all the demons came. They are so close friends. So control your anger and get rid of the ego. How can you get rid of ego? One, be humble. Be humble. Don't magnify or don't tell anybody about your achievements. Don't tell anybody about your specialty. Serve people. See God in everybody and love everyone as such. Baba says love all and serve all. If you follow this dictum of love all, serve all, you will never get ego. And you be humble. Surrender to the Lord. Surrender means not standing. Surrender means lying flat on the ground and surrender that you are my everything. You do what you want to do with me. My body, this is not my body, this is your body. You are residing in this body, not my body. So if you surrender to God like that, if you surrender to your Guru like that, then the ego will never come into you. You get rid of the ego. Ego comes everywhere. Walking ego, oh, I am this, I am that, I am that. And I, Jesus said, cut I. I even go to the extent of recommending to the people, they don't say, I want this. Say, Sabina wants this, Sabrina wants this, or Kapil wants this, or Renu wants this, Helga wants this. Use third person. I, Jesus, if you are a real follower of Jesus, cut I. He gave this message to the world to cut ego. And that's why we have got that cross in our symbol. We want everybody to cut the ego. Whosoever is in our spiritual movement, we want everybody to cut ego. Okay? All right. Shanti. So how was your camel ride? Good? No, not camel ride. Elephant ride. Very good.
Yes.
Saying very good. Very good.
Yes.
Buona, buona. Buona?
Buona.
Okay. Okay. Go.